This is the Blunt Doctor Show.
Blunt Doctor for baby behind for daddy hot and mom.
And say with Uncle B.
With Uncle B.
There we go.
Say mom.
Okay, now run to mom. Go. Go. Run to your mother. Mwah. A kiss blown. That's the most appropriate introduction for the Blood Doctor Show that I can think of. Because, let's be honest, in this world right now that we're in right now, everything is fucking terrible. Is that not truth? Is that not honest? See, in this world that we live in at this point, every single thing that we do is either monitored by a fucking AI system or monitored by Israel or monitored by an AI system that Israel has put in place. Because let's be very clear at this moment in time. We literally live in a world where the nation of Israel is a rogue state set out to do any single thing that they want. And again, be very clear. The nation of Israel and the religion of Judaism, these things have nothing to do with each other. Israel is a terrorist state created after World War II by the English and the British in order to satiate a wrong group of people, for sure. But what was done was that Palestine, an existing nation, was torn apart. So let us not forget that in the early days of what led up to World War II, Palestine let in many people. Many disaffected Jews from Germany. They let them come because obviously what was happening to Jews in Germany was wrong. And that has been repaid 80 years later by the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, becoming the modern day version of Nazis. You can literally go watch people who work in Israel quoting Hitler and talking about him as if he had some sort of good ideas. So these people who are supposedly holding up everything that has happened to Jews and the Holocaust is this horrible thing are quoting Hitler. So let's be really, really clear really quickly. Jewish people and the state of Israel have literally nothing to do with each other. We have to divorce this idea that country and ideology and all this shit are the same thing. Israel is essentially a nuclear military base that the United States and his allies have been building since 1967. Jewish people are a group of people who have been repeatedly throughout history terrorized, enslaved, and destroyed for numerous reasons, innumerable reasons at this point. But that is also now happening to the Palestinians, not at the hands of Jewish people, but at the hands of Zionist Israelis who are not in any way Jewish. Okay? Let's be really clear. When we talk about religious extremists, what we are talking about is people who are not following their actual religion. It doesn't matter if you're Christian. It doesn't matter if you're Muslim. It doesn't matter if you're Jewish. When you are bombing children, you have crossed the fucking line. It does not matter what your religion is. There is no religion in this world that advocates bombing children. None of them. None of them. It doesn't matter if you're Buddhist, Muslim, again, Christian, Jewish, Mormon, Catholic. It doesn't matter what it is. There is not a single religious book on this planet that says, go murder children. So anyone out here murdering children has nothing to do with religion. And it has everything to do with genocidal statehood and the ability and the desire to draw and create as much power on and from the world as possible. That is what is going on within Israel. It has nothing to do with Jewish people. It has nothing to do with, I mean, the thing is, they're also attacking Lebanon. Soon enough, they'll attack Americans. They'll attack the UK. The thing about Israel, they'll attack anyone who says that you're not allowed to question Israel. Why don't you go ask the United States Congress why they just passed a resolution that merges our defense forces and our defense intelligence with Israel? Why? Why should United States security information be shared with Israel? What is going on in Israel that is so important that the most important information about all American citizens needs to be shared with them? Nothing. And yet we just passed that law. Why does Benjamin Netanyahu get to write things that basically become U.S. law? Why is Tom Cotton such a traitor that he will bury his own constituents in favor of Israel? Why is John Fetterman such a traitor that he will bury his own constituents in favor of Israel? Why are Lindsey Graham and Mike Huckabee and everyone else, Republican and Democrat alike, so fucking willing at all times to make sure that Israel is taken care of, that they will let people in their own home states die, ensuring that someone in Israel has something that they don't need? You are a slave to Israel. Your tax dollars support the entire nation terrorist state of Israel. That's what's going on right now. You might have heard Cars for Kids. You've heard this stupid fucking commercial, 1-800-CARS for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids, all that bullshit. You know what that was? That was uncovered to be a company that paid for rich Israeli kids to go on birthright trips to Israel. So the company that operated in California and took donations supposedly from Californians that were supposed to go to homeless kids in California, in fact, went to rich Israelis in New York who then took paid for birthright trips to Israel on that fucking donated car shit. That's what Israel does. The head of the FBI is currently dating a woman that everyone knows is a Mossad agent. Why? Why are all of your representatives bought and paid for by Israel? My boy B is watching right now, waiting to come on. Why is everyone in the Canadian government bought and paid for by Israel? Why did 60,000 people just march for Israel in the streets of Toronto? Why? Why was there an Israel Day parade in New York City? What the fuck is going on? Why do we owe this nation that is only 80 years old and has nothing but constant wars with everyone around them our allegiance, our total alliance, our fealty? What do we owe Israel? Why do we owe them anything? We arm them. We give them every dollar they have. What the fuck are we doing? Why is every single fucking spare dollar that we have going to endless wars around the world to support countries that we have very little to do with? I feel very much for the people in Ukraine. Why have we spent like $1 trillion on that war? Why are we in a proxy war with Russia? Every single thing that is going on, it's so much greater. And this is what's crazy, is that you sit here and talk, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're crazy, you're a psychopath. Sometimes things are real. There are literally people from the Israeli government right now going out and talking about how they need to purchase controlling stakes in every single AI company so that they can control the narrative of AI, so that no one in the world might believe that Palestinian people deserve to live. What is happening in Gaza is a genocide. What is happening in Lebanon is now growing into a second genocide. We are watching one country decide that it gets to determine what races of people live. And how we respond to that is by giving them more guns and giving them more bombs and giving them more money and giving them more exposure and giving them more congressmen and giving them more senators and giving them the New York Times and the Washington Post. That's how we respond. So I'm going to crack a little toast here. Some of you know, some of you don't know. I've abandoned corporate life recently in favor of a rap career. The Venn diagram of hoes, available on all of your streaming platforms. Coming soon, White Rapper, Black Sheep. And coming soon after White Rapper, Black Sheep and Juice 7 is a new album called No More Independence Day. Because that's where we are. Independence Day is gone. Now we're at no more Independence Day. So congratulations. Celebrate. Because you've let these motherfuckers destroy the world. Good for you, everyone. Best new artist of the year is goddamn right. Fuck Seinfeld is goddamn right. But now there's only one person that we can allow to join us who can fix this. And I don't even know if this can be fixed, but we're going to try anyway, because there are legends and legendary situations to talk about. Let's go.
Finally, the B has come back to the Blunt Doctor Show. What's up, everybody? You already know what it is. It's your boy B, Brandon Andrew, Uncle B to some. Appreciate all y'all who watch. Shout out to Treehouse Bandit, my boy, always here to give us some commentary. Real one.
Oh, it's real life, man.
It's been a while though.
It's been a lot. It's been a
2
while.
weeks
It's
almost.
been real life. It's everything. And yet, somehow there's still something to talk about because we're literally in the middle of the greatest. It's the greatest NBA Finals. I mean,
in quite some time.
can we? I mean, are we? We're closing in on all time, right?
It's up there.
The number of games that are this close.
It's up there.
I'm not saying we're there. I'm just saying if it's 4-1, it can't be. But I'm just saying if the Spurs win the next 2 games and we go to game 7, you know, there could be.
That would be something.
There would be something. Tell me. So we haven't talked in a minute. Let's just talk. It's all about this. Listen, I said to you before, this is why I love basketball. This series is why I love basketball. This is what it's all about. What do you
call Nixon 6? I do remember that. I was leaning towards the Spurs. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, listen, it's still not over. But to be fair, I called every single series wrong up to this point, so I had to be right statistically at some point.
The law of averages. That's been so wrong for so long. He had to be right once.
Hey, as long as you're playing the right gambling system, you just double and triple your bets and you'll be fine. What are you feeling? Like, I'm just curious. Like, how are you overall? We'll talk about each game a little bit, but I'm just curious, like, where you're at right now, like what your thoughts are, because the shit is crazy. I'm just curious, like, if you have any sort of overarching thoughts, or if it's more like, you know, based on each individual moment that the Spurs have fucked up. You know.
Well, as the great Harvey Dent once said in The Dark Knight, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Now, not many of you probably know, but I was one of the biggest LeBron guys coming up. And I was always going at the Skip Baylesses of the world. So all those people who was hating on my guy for all the pettiest of reasons. And now we've got somebody, this 8 foot tall with a 10-foot wingspan alien who's being put in conversation that I thought was a little bit premature. So I decided, you know what? We're never gonna be free from the cycle. I'm continuing the cycle. I'm the biggest 1B hater right now, still. So he's not in the GOAT convos. He's this series is a knock on him. He's never gonna be as great as LeBron or Jordan.
Well, look. I mean, come on. Look, I said this to you the other day. He's 22. Michael Jordan was still in college when he was 22. Like, this shit is dumb. Like, I'm the biggest Jordan guy in the world. But if we're gonna judge these dudes by what they did in their 20s, Michael Jordan gets bumped, and the 6 titles in his 30s. I mean, it's amazing. But I'm just saying, like, if the 20s matter this much.
The LeBron fans of the world have said he got swept in the first round multiple times, didn't do nothing till he had Pippen. That's what they be saying. So there is that for him. There is that going against him.
I mean, listen, you're the most certified. You're the most certified LeBron dude there is. So I'm just saying, like, if you're, okay. Agreed. Wemby was getting in those discussions too early, but that was bullshit that he was even there. Right? Like, are you blaming him for that shit? Like,
he's buying into it. All this talks about, oh, I was made for this moment. Oh,
you're not wrong.
This is what I do. All the bravado that he's been doing. Like, we're gonna get into it, but we saw what he did yesterday. So I'm just saying. I think he's been buying into his hype a little bit too much, and it's, we're starting to see rent due.
There's no question. There's no question about that shit. Because listen, I've made a lot of jokes about this, but legitimately, the thing that stands out to me most about Victor Wembanyama is that time that Britney Spears, yes, I loved Britney Spears growing up, blah, blah, blah. But she tried to say hello to him because she knew who he was, because she's a basketball fan. And she wanted to go up to him and say, I'm so excited to watch you play. And his security guard mistook her for a crazy fan and slapped her. And then when Victor Wembanyama found out about that, his response was, I didn't care. I just went about my night and had a nice dinner. And again, I'm not, listen, I love Britney Spears. She was my 12-year-old girlfriend, all those things. But here's the thing. He literally found out that his security guard slapped an innocent woman. And his point was, yeah, I don't care about that. And to me, day one, that was a red flag. And listen, the whole thing about, we see all this shit about Wemby doesn't drink soda. And all these guys are like that. Wemby only drinks water. All of them are like that. But this whole, he's a Shaolin monk. He's a ninja. He's so different. He's all this. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Because what happens when he loses? He doesn't show up to the media availability. He cries. Oh, we weren't as hungry. It's just, he's an immature child. And we're acting like he's a 30-year-old veteran. And he's a little kid. And he's acting like a little kid. He's acting like a bitch at all times. Every time he loses, he acts like a bitch. That's true. And so he's incredible. His talent is undeniable. But you can't be a 5-year-old when you lose. And I've always had problems with this dude because I just felt like he was never. I always felt like this dude was immature, and I think other people are finally seeing there's a difference between cocky and immature. This guy is immature. He is beyond cocky, and it's we'll talk about game one, but it's costing the Spurs at this point. Do you agree or no?
Yes. As much as he is the driving force of that team, he also is one of the problems whenever they do lose these games. It's like a double-edged sword. And you know what? In some video games where some of the strongest powered swords, they come with some side effects or stuff like that. That's what it's like with Wemby right now.
And the other thing is, you and me talked about it the other day. The other thing is the emotion thing that we got here from Treehouse is you felt like a lot of people felt like they over celebrated when they beat the Thunder. Yes. And that it was a little too much. And I was saying I felt like, I felt like
KG was going too hard on him.
Yeah. And I just thought that it was more, I thought that his reaction was more about the Thunder than he thought he had walked into a title. I think he genuinely hates that team. So I also understand the concept of I like what he brings to the table because again, SGA's even keel thing, it's hard to root for a dude who has no emotion. So I understand the Wemby thing and I don't hate on his emotion, but what I don't like is when you can't sit here and I'm the greatest dude of all time. No one can handle me, whatever. But when we lose a game, I'm not showing up to the media session because I'm going to cry about it. What are we come on, man. And so let's just go into that. Game one, game one is the only game of this series that hasn't been, that wasn't close really in any way. And it was just kind of
stretch at least.
Yeah. I mean, there were moments, but ultimately, Jalen Brunson kind of came in down the stretch and buried them. And after that game, Wemby said, what was it? He said, we don't even need to, I didn't even play well. And so when I play okay, we play so much better and blah, blah, blah. I mean,
who does he think he is?
I don't know, dude. He obviously thinks that he's the greatest player of all time already. And I don't even know, people are letting him think that shit,
oh yeah. 100%.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on all of the Wemby
game
shit?
One? I'm looking at the numbers right now. I don't remember what happened. I did watch the game. I'm trying to remember what happened.
I remember right here.
Yes, he also had the turnover off of his foot too. I do remember that down the stretch. He had a bunch of turnovers that game. 6 turnovers, 6 for 21 from the field, 13 or 12 for 13 from the field goal, 2 for 9 or from 3. Like, did I show you that stat that shows whenever Wemby makes less than 3 points or less than 3 3-pointers, he averages about 23 points. And when he makes more than 3 3-pointers, he's up to around 32 points per game. That's very telling, because that's telling me that you are reliant on your 3-ball to have high scoring outputs in games.
Yeah. And if you're Steph Curry, that's fine. But if you're 7'5", that's not fine.
Like he's good by a center standards. He's not good by a guard or a forward standard when it comes from shooting.
And that's the problem, dude. He thinks he's Kevin Durant. He wants to be Kevin Durant, not Shaq or Kareem or whatever. And he's wrong.
I've been saying, if he gets a sky hook, who's guarding that? Who's contested that?
I mean, it's also true, but I agree with that. But the one argument that someone made that was fair was they were like, just go learn the sky hook. Only one player in history has ever successfully mastered it. You can do it, no problem. Like, but also, it's like the one dude who successfully mastered it is the only dude who has the same measurements as Wembanyama. Like,
how many people practice the sky hook like that, though?
Yeah, but Kareem was also 7'4". Like Kareem gets forgotten that he was the biggest dude in history before all this shit. Like, that shit just gets erased. Kareem was 7'4". He was Wembanyama. That's why he could, So I agree with you. Wemby should do the sky hook because he just literally there's nothing you could do.
10-foot wingspan.
Yeah, dude. Even if he could do it at 40% and not be like elite at it, but have it enough in his arsenal that you have to respect it.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing I'm saying. I know you sent me that thing the other day. It's like, is everyone one jump shot away? And that shit is fair. I get that. But with Wemby, it's not even a jump shot. It's a move. He needs one move. If he has one thing that he's really good at, everything else falls into place. And that's the thing, is that, like, I love hating on this guy. I hate the Spurs. I want them to fail. I love all of it. But next year, they're not going anywhere. Like, this isn't like, this is not one time. This is not, they put it together and they went. This isn't the 2007 Patriots where you went all in at every single position, at linebacker, at corner, at offensive tackle, at defensive tackle.
But now
they're all kids, and their worst player has been their most expensive player, who they can just trade. Like,
I was just about to bring him up, Mr. Fox. Game 1, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 for 13 from the field, 0 for 4 from the 3-point line, 3 turnovers, 5 fouls.
So, where are you on the whole, like, because he's playing with
Harper didn't play down the stretch of that game too.
yeah. Where are you though, like, because he's playing with the high ankle sprain. He just shouldn't be playing, right? If he can't play, like,
he hasn't looked that hobbled to me since the OKC series, though, to be quite honest.
I also kind of feel like that's bullshit. I feel like that's an excuse. Like, if you're playing, you're not hurting that much. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that
game's too fast for them to be that hurt and play.
And the crazy thing is, dude, like, the last time he was in the playoffs against the Warriors, he really upped his stock because he took Steph Curry to the brink with a broken finger. And
he was the favorite in that series too, though.
Yeah, but he had a broken finger, and they were in Game 7, even with him barely being able to handle the ball. Whether or not they deserved it, people respected that performance. True. And it's crazy to see someone who got that level of respect. Now we're in the finals, and, like, dude, this guy, like, I haven't seen people turn on De'Aaron Fox like, man, like, that level of hatred, dude. Like, it's pretty rare. Like, Spurs fans, they haven't even lost yet, And they have still turned on this dude like he burned their whole city down. Like it's a bit like, why does Wemby has a shit game and no one fucking cares, but De'Aaron Fox has a shit game and they're like, how dare you? It's like, well, hold on a minute.
Well, are we gonna discuss game 2 first before we get there?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, here, game 2.
Knicks 105, Spurs 104.
I can play this for like seconds.
Let's do that.
Is gonna cut off because it'll wear us out. But we'll get to the end here. The Brunson thing, dude. Like Jalen Brunson is so good in the clutch, man. Like the number of ridiculous shots that this guy hits, like in the finale, is amazing. And then of course, we'll just real quick. Here we go.
Cat was also great for those first 2 games too.
This is just horrible. Like it's just, he takes his worst shot, like, and
he falls.
and then he oh well, there we go. I don't know what just happened there. 3-way.
Y'all got at Shea for all the falling just so I could see this guy falling, and he's hailing the Spurs as ethical hoops. That's all I've been hearing. Ethical hoops. But we don't excuse Stephon Castle does all the falling too.
He fucking fades. Like how are you 7'5" and you're like, all right, I'm not gonna like, you gotta drive to the hoop. Because the other thing is, if you drive, you have an opportunity to draw a foul. This guy, I don't know, man. Like, this is the shit that DeAndre Ayton did. DeAndre Ayton avoided contact.
How did you feel about when he threw it off the back of Castle?
How did I feel? I mean, obviously, it's dumb as fuck. You mean just in terms of, like, who do I blame?
Do you think like it was right for him to look for Castle on that play, or he should have just dribbled it up, or maybe even Fox was behind the play as well? And there was still a decent amount of time.
He's got the ball, and then within half a second, he's immediately trying to get rid of it before he even assesses what's going on. The right thing to do is grab that ball and then do a full Draymond Green dribble, like, dribble it like Gollum in a little, and then assess what's going on. Maybe call a timeout, maybe throw it back. He literally goes to throw the pass immediately when you have the lead. Like, the thing is that if you're losing there, if you were losing, I understand the idea of, I got to get a dude in transition. I kind of get that more. Mm-hmm. But, like, all he had to do was not throw a horrendous fucking pass. And that's the thing that's killing me about the Spurs is that, like, again, like, this thing could be 3-1 Spurs if they were not just throwing these games away. They're making horrendous choices. Now, the Knicks have had to make amazing plays to complete everything, so I'm not trying to take it away from them. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, like, if the Spurs played competent basketball, it would probably be 3-1 Spurs right now. Now, that's not how life works. Shit happens. But I'm just saying, like, if De'Aaron Fox doesn't do that layup, or if in game 2, if Wemby just rolls to the basket, he probably draws a foul. Or, like, that floater is going to have more of a chance than you're fading from 20 feet. Like, I thought that was ridiculous. What do you think about game 2?
I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like it's gotten to the point where the contract that Fox got is looking worse and worse by the game, because it's like they're expecting him to deliver in these moments and make all the right choices in these moments. And it's like all the games that they lost, it's hard to ignore that he wasn't entirely part of the reason, but he was at the scene of the crime. And it's like when you're consistently at the scene of the crimes, it kind of looks very suspicious. You know what I mean? Because like game 1 had the horrible shooting game. Game 2, he had a decent shooting game, but instead of, I feel like he should have took that shot at the end of the game there instead of Wemby. If that's the shot that they were gonna go with, I feel like he should have got an opportunity, but it didn't work out that way. Game 3, he hit the shot towards the end, so kudos to him there. He played better in that game. But then you had the game 4 where it's like, like we're gonna get to it just now, but it's like it's hard. It's hard to, especially because you've been in the league long. It's hard to just ignore that.
Well, and the one thing I agree with you about big time is game 2. So the one thing I will say about De'Aaron Fox, it wasn't this last season, but the previous season, I had floor seats to a Suns game. Me and Treehouse went, and it was Suns Kings. And the thing is that I will say, when you see De'Aaron Fox in person, it is unreal how fast he is. Like his speed on the court when you're in floor seats, it's kind of unreal. And he destroyed the Suns that game. We lost. He was nailing everything, but it was like the level of speed that he has in his cuts. Like he'll be at the 3-point line being guarded, and then he drives hard into the circle right to the elbow. And then suddenly he's got a step back. Yeah. And the thing is, he's got 5 feet of space because his dude is still going in when he is
trying to
already
catch him.
back. Like, he is so fast. I honestly, legitimately have never in my entire life seen a person move as quickly on a basketball court as De'Aaron Fox. We were literally right there. We were on the floor. The bench was right there. Kevin Durant didn't play, and he showed up late in the game in slacks, or he was like in like sweats and laying down, and some dude in front of us was like, "Hey, KD, sit your ass up." It was pretty funny. And seeing De'Aaron Fox in person, seeing his speed, like honest to God, I was truly like mesmerized. Like you know how it is, man. When you go to the games and you see the truly great players, like when I saw Jokic in person, when I saw Luka in person, when I saw Harden in person, I know we talk a lot of shit about whatever, but it's amazing to watch the truly great players play, and it's so fun. And De'Aaron Fox is on that level for me. I have never in my life seen a person move that quickly. And so to then go watch him in these finals, like, I agree with you in game 2 that the level of space he could create it, I think that would be his shot. But he just, I don't know, man. Like, this is not.
He looks a step slow, man.
Yeah. And I know he already got his money, but it's like, you're about to be playing out that money in Charlotte because,
it's crazy because it's like, he's 28 right now. Yeah. He turned 29 in December, and it's like, we're already talking about him like he's 33, 34.
Yeah. His new contract hasn't even kicked in. He signed a 4-year extension with the Spurs that starts next year. Like
this is the middle of his prime, essentially.
Yeah. And that, but also, like, do you not agree that it's his first finals? Like, do you not agree that like some dudes aren't, like, I'm not saying, like, maybe he's not a top tier player. I'm not saying I'm just saying maybe he could be better in the future. Today, this series has been awful for him for sure, but I don't think he's garbage because of this,
I mean, it's looking very, very evident why Sacramento only had one playoff run during his tenure. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting that Mike Brown is in the finals and De'Aaron Fox is in the finals. Can you imagine if you're a Kings fan right now? You're watching your old coach and your star player in the finals against each other, and and especially watching Mike Brown kill it as a coach. Yeah. Like if you're a Kings fan, you probably want to die. I mean, listen. Booker has the highest average of playoff players for their first playoff run ever. So I understand, like, some dudes are just clutch. Booker is clutch. We didn't end up winning a championship, but he got us to the finals and, all these things. So I understand the idea that maybe Fox is just not clutch, but it's like he also did win clutch player of the year. It's like,
It's looking very farce right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
So you don't care about the high ankle sprain at all.
He hasn't looked hurt in quite some time to me. He just looks a step slower.
Well, that matters. I mean, OG Anunoby was able to run him down.
True.
Still
OG
incredible.
was dealing with hammy injuries too, so
it's true. What do you? So let's because I want to talk about the game 4. So let's talk about game 3 then. Like, I mean.
Yes.
Honestly, game 3 was kind of the same game. It's just that the Knicks didn't complete the comeback, Like, yeah. Here we go. Kings fans complained today about Mike Brown being fired. It's so funny because I bet you if you go back to when Mike Brown was fired by the Kings, I bet you all the Kings fans were like, finally, we got rid of Mike Brown. Woo! And now they're like, why did we ever fire Mike Brown? Like,
yeah, Wemby. The games when Wemby dominates the paint is when they win. And he has too many times where he'll have a game where he's dominating the paint. Then the next game, he follows it up with a couple of threes because the last game, he made a bunch of them. So he starts falling in love with those threes. It's weird.
Yeah. And this dude's, whoever the hell he is making kind of the same point that you are. Just that.
And Bridges was bad that game too.
Yeah. And I mean, the funny thing is, Anunoby hits that 3 at the end. And it's still, if they had missed a free throw, like the Knicks would have had an opportunity. Like, again, the craziest thing about these finals is like they're really not like they're this close. Like, again, it's a lot like the Patriots Giants Super Bowls. Like both of those were right here. And this is the thing is like the Spurs could totally be winning right now. That's the thing is like. You said to me, you're called the Knicks winning. I'm like, it's true, but like also, if a ball bounces different, like if the ball doesn't bounce right into OG Anunoby's hands,
true.
Now, granted, you got to be in the right position. Jalen Brunson has to shoot that ball early to give them an opportunity. All of those things, but like
sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
It's true. That's true. The crazy thing is that game 1. The Knicks sort of pulled away at the end. Game 3, the Spurs sort of pulled away right at the end. Same kind of thing. And then game 2, Wemby throws the ball away. And then game 4, OG hits the tip in. And it's like, you're literally, all 4 of these games, like, this could be a 4-0 sweep either way. It could be 2-2. It could be 3-1 either way. This is if not the best NBA Finals of all time, I think it is the closest NBA Finals of all time thus far. I can't think of anything close like this.
Do you consider Wemby a dirty player?
So my inclination is because he plays for the Spurs. I obviously think he's a dirty player as a Suns fan who has had to deal with 12 years of Bruce Bowen. But yeah, I would say yes. I mean, I think that he also takes a boatload of hard fouls in the way that Dwight Howard did that don't necessarily get called. So I do think that there is a little bit of he's huge. You can smack him on the arm. I do think there is some of that, but I do also think that he gets away with, oh, he's huge. He didn't mean to hit that person.
His retaliations do not equate to what the provokers are doing to him.
I agree with that. Yes. And I think that the NBA has a vested interest in keeping him,
It's like I'm poking you with a stick and the man pulls out a knife and slits my wrist.
But listen, like, I know this is not the same at all, but Kobe faced a rape case and the NBA was like, we'll deal with it after the courts do. And then, we've had, Draymond Green punches multiple dudes in the dick and punches, Jordan Poole in the face. And they're like, well, we'll have some investigations. The NBA has been very clear that if someone is not criminally charged, they're not going to do anything. And I'll tell you why. Is because the malice at the palace. Because 26 years later, that is regarded as the one incident that took away a title from a small market team. Now, again, it was 9 games into the season. Everyone talks about that like the Pacers were 100% going to win the title that year. It doesn't. They were very good,
Crazy.
but there was a lot of basketball left to be played, and like Ron Artest winning the fans and winning the stands and like fucking punch the shit out of someone. Like there's but so the NBA made an example of everyone, and it cost them what they felt like was a competitive season, and so they've decided to never do that again. And so it emanates down to you can have Wemby choke a motherfucker, or you can have Rudy Gobert licking microphones during COVID, and they're just like, well, Adam Silver is not going to punish any player because he wants to make a boatload of money. That's all they care about. And it's a bummer, but it's just true. Like whatever priorities you and I have about basketball pale in comparison in terms of the eyes of the NBA to what their priorities are. But what do you think about Wemby? I would assume you think he's
dirty, super dirty. They should have gave him a flagrant for the last one. The last one on Brunson, where he shoved the man in the back of his neck, should have got flagrant in there, and then he should be sitting out Game 5. But they let him off the hook, and they gave a bailout flagrant for the one on Cat. Was a flagrant, but there's a chance they would have said it was incidental contact and called the common foul, but they had to call that one a flagrant because of the one they missed before. So
Brunson took about 6 fouls in Game 1 that weren't called. Like
crazy.
He was getting his ass beat.
Yep.
I don't know why. That shit was ridiculous. I mean,
it was just Shea's flopping. But it's like this is what they were always doing. Shea was just trying to get the call out of it. Brunson's not flopping, so he's not getting those calls.
Dude, listen. You know what? You and me, no matter what, we will ride or die for our causes. I will sit here and make an argument retroactively about how the Phoenix Suns were secretly actively championship of a previous season, and you will go into the crevasse for SJ or LeBron. I absolutely respect it. I'm with that. And you know what?
SJ won a championship, finals MVP. So it's not like he hasn't been to the mountaintop before.
But it's also true that for all of Wemby's, ethical basketball bullshit, he's diving on the floor constantly. Like I how I feel. My feelings are my feelings. It has nothing to do with who it is. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And Wemby has this finals started flopping like a motherfucker. I agree with you. Like I think that he has taken it. I think that he was always a little bit egregious because of his size. In this finals, I feel like he is tired, and so he is just not trying, and so he just falls over. And I don't disagree with any of that. I hate anyone who does this bullshit. And for Wemby, listen, you saw the video the last game. He's chirping at Mitchell Robinson like I'm in your head. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck
You're not
up.
there
Like,
yet.
you need to win something before you talk. This is what kills me about Jimmy Butler, dude. This is what kills me about Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler has talked and talked and talked and talked his whole career like he's won something. Andrew Wiggins has a ring. Karl Towns is about to have a ring. Jimmy Butler has no fucking rings. And I don't care about I averaged this and I did this.
But he's going to say he's the bus driver.
Hey, listen. If anyone watches this Knicks team and thinks that Karl Towns has nothing to do with what's going on, I don't know what to tell you. Because you couldn't do this shit without Karl Towns. You couldn't run this offense without Karl Towns. You couldn't run this offense without a dude who literally takes their 7'5" center away from everything, without a dude who can take forwards off the dribble, without a guy who can post up basically anyone in the league. You couldn't run this offense without Karl Towns. So I don't even hear that shit, because this, to me, this series is, and I know he wasn't phenomenal in game 3 and he was okay in game 4, but to me, this is the great Karl Towns defense. Listen, if your argument is, well, he was only great in 2 NBA Finals games, that's your argument? Like, I've watched dudes be garbage in all Finals games.
Larry Bird won Finals games where he had like less than 10 points.
Listen, dude, you want to know my, like, here's something I'll never acknowledge when I'm sober sort of thing.
What?
The whole Lakers Celtics thing from the 80s is nonsense. The Lakers were clearly the better team, and the Celtics kept beating like nonsense teams to sort of keep up. I saw something the other day. It was like a Celtics fan thing, like a Celtics blog, and they were like, "Is this Knicks team the worst Eastern Conference champion ever?" And I was like, "All right, I'm pretty done with Boston sports at this point, because Boston sports at this point is quite literally just like, what garbage can I say about New York or Miami, and no actual analysis of sports." And the other thing is that somehow every single person involved in Boston sports is MAGA, despite the fact that Massachusetts is crazy liberal. Like, crazy. I don't know who all these Boston sports fans are, but they're not my people, and I don't even give a shit anymore. So, go Suns, go Knights, go Crew. That's the Bucks.
We only like Boston for the Patriots. So
yeah, that was the only reason. And now it's hard, dude. Listen. Number one, did you know that the Patriots within their stadium have an Israeli spy center that is literally designed to find people who talk shit about Israel? That's within the Patriots stadium.
That sounds like
why is that? Yeah. Because Bob Kraft is a psychotic Zionist. The Patriots have an NSA defense center in their stadium. So fuck that. And also, their head coach is fucking some other dude's wife, and like is making his wife, is just dragging her through the mud. Like, yeah. It's just like, God, we haven't done the King and Doc podcast, my other show, in weeks, because I said Chris Evans might be the best white guy because he's Captain America, and Hooli went on a rant about how like all people from Boston are racist, and I got annoyed. But right now it's really fucking hard to like counter that argument because everyone from Boston is goddamn racist. So anyway, game 4. So real quick, I don't know how I feel about, for anyone who doesn't know, at the end of the game, Spurs are up 1. De'Aaron Fox gets the ball with about 17 seconds left, sprints down, and OG Anunoby blocks the layup. If Fox makes the layup, they're up 3 with 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
He missed the layup, so they're up 1 with 7 seconds. How did you feel? Everyone generally is like, everyone knows. But how did you feel about? Did you agree that it was as much of a no nonsense play? I'm just curious what you thought about that overall.
Everybody knows you gotta dribble that out. You have to dribble that out. Like, I get you are confident in your speed. He said he thought he was going to beat OG, but it's like, that's not the right basketball. That's mathematically, that's not the right basketball play. And there's going to be some people who are saying, oh, it happened so fast. But it's like, you are taught that from such a young age that when you're up in those situations, you just hold the ball and force them to foul you. And it's like, you're better than that. You've been in too many situations to not know better in this situation.
Do you feel that was as bad as the J.R. Smith play?
On one hand, it was a dead ball for JR, and there was enough time for him to be like, okay, we're tied. If he misses, we gotta at least get a clean look at up top, or we kick it out to Braun or something like that. Like this is the NBA. These guys go over these type of late game situations, so they know. That game triggers me all now.
This moment, one of the premier NBA meme moments.
This triggers me. I still hate JR to this day for that.
I feel my heart sinks so bad for LeBron in this moment. Truly, like as much as I hate LeBron since he's been with the Lakers, this is like, how stupid can you possibly be? That is one of I keep clicking the wrong one. Sorry. That is one of the worst moments. Like just the look on Bron's face. He's like the literal
utter disbelief.
Yeah, it's not anger, it's not rage, it's just how. And it's just, and there's another angle of JR where he's like looks high as fuck, and they're just like, yeah. And the thing is that the Cavs don't win in 2015 without JR. He hit so many clutch threes that like. That's the thing is that like I feel like that's like a live by the sword, die by the sword moment. Like you don't get those clutch threes from JR in the first title run without the playoff fuck up. But that's the closest one, you know. That's the I mean, dude, I don't like. And then Wemby misses 2 free throws.
Yep, doesn't get talked about enough.
Nobody is talking about that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody is discussing anything about like isn't that, dude? Remember when Kawhi?
Yes, that was
when he missed against Miami.
Yeah, that was like what Nick Wright was saying. Nick Wright was saying how like this is the first time like a superstar is like bricked crucial free throws down the stretch of a game that allowed a team to come back into the game.
But Kawhi was not a superstar.
Manu as well missed a free throw down the stretch.
But Kawhi going into that, like Kawhi was 18-1 to win the NBA Finals MVP, and he did. And I like literally almost bet on him. But like Kawhi was like or there was a year, but I mean like Kawhi was like up and coming, and
True.
So the Joe thing is fair. But I'm just saying like 2 of them, he missed 2 of them, and he's supposed to be. All he had to do was make one.
And he's a good free throw shooter too. He's like around 85%.
So what does it take for this dude to take any criticism? Like when is anyone going to say, "Hey,
that's just too big of a gaffe"? Like you can't have that. Even if you make one, that puts them in a much better position than what they were like in that. Because like let's say, I'm pretty sure that puts them up 2. So if they get a shot. Like if the OG putback happens, it's still a tie game. They're going into overtime, if anything. So I don't know.
No, I agree. And the other thing is, again, Wemby pops instead of rolling in game 2.
Yeah.
And then in game 4, I know that Mitch Johnson called a pass to Castle on Wemby being but the right play is for Wemby to charge the rim and do the DeAndre Ayton Valley-oop. That's the play.
Yep.
He's 7'5". Just give him a chance. It's the all he has to do is tap the ball in. Like,
you know what's crazy? If they had a Suns version of CP3 instead of Fox, they probably sweep this series.
Yeah. Honest to God, you know what? Honest to God, if they had just kept Chris Paul, if they had just kept 40-year-old Chris Paul and never traded for De'Aaron Fox, they probably do win this year. I think you're right about that. I think Chris Paul would have a ring right now if instead of going to the Clippers, he stays with the Spurs, comes off the bench.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Because Dylan Harper's been awesome.
Yeah.
And he should be playing down the stretch for them. And if it was just Chris
finishing
Paul
around the rim.
Well, yeah, and if all it was is Chris Paul to operate pick and roll for 15 to 20 minutes a game against bench defenses, he would eat that shit alive.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, that is a 1,000,000% argument. I'm on board with that one. So that's nice to me that, the Spurs fucked that up. I want Chris to get a ring, but if he had gotten a ring with the Spurs, it would have eaten me inside because I will always love Chris for what he did for the Suns. I can't have him win a ring with the Spurs. The thing to me that kills me is you have a 7'5" alien. Why? I understand we want him to guard Brunson but he's away from the rim so much to guard perimeter players, to defend pick and roll. I just think the Spurs, my whole defense would be, I'm keeping Wemby near the rim, and no one's ever getting near the rim, and they're going to shoot a bunch of garbage threes, and we'll take that. I don't think Mitch Johnson is a good coach at all. I think that Mitch Johnson is riding Popovich's coattails, and I think that he's riding 3 consecutive draft pick. The Spurs have 3 dudes in the top 5 in a row between Castle, Wemby, and Harper. Mitch Johnson's not a good coach.
Question for you: is Popovich coaching tree similar to Bill Belichick's?
Do you consider Becky Hammon and what she's done in the NBA part of the coaching tree?
Yeah.
So, Becky Hammon has done more than basically anyone in Bill Belichick's coaching tree. Popovich, his NBA coaching tree is okay. Bill's is horrible. If you go look at Andy Reid's coaching tree dwarfs Bill. Bill's problem has been that he can't teach what he does to other people. Who are the great Bill Belichick followers? Eric Mangini, Josh McDaniels,
Bill O.B.
Bill O.B. None of these people have done really anything. So, it's an interesting question because Popovich and Belichick are very similar. Popovich was garbage before Tim Duncan showed up. And then when Tim Duncan showed up, suddenly he was good. He was about to be fired in 1998. He was GM and head coach of the Spurs. And he was literally about to be fired. And he went to the team and he was like, I'm going to be fired if we don't win this game. I need you guys to play your hearts out tonight. And to their credit, they did because they loved him. And they ended up winning 5 championships. But do we know? It's hard to extrapolate great coaches from great players. Here's what I'll stand on. Eric Spoelstra is the best basketball coach of all time because I believe that you could put any 5 people in front of Eric Spoelstra and he would outcoach any other 5 people. I think, yeah. You know what? Here, let's just get to it. Eric Spoelstra is the greatest basketball coach of all time. I stand on that because Eric Spoelstra can coach. If I had $10 billion and I was gifted an NBA franchise, the first thing I would do is I would call the Miami Heat and I would say, what is it going to take for me to get Eric Spoelstra? And I know that I wouldn't be able to, but I'm just saying that's the first thing I would do. I think Eric Spoelstra is the greatest coach that has ever lived. Dude, the 2007 Miami Heat, the year after they won the championship, Shaq is gone. Everyone's gone. It's all falling apart. Might have been 2008. But it's Wade and a bunch of fucking nobodies. It's D. Wade and Chris Quinn. And he averaged 30 fucking points. And they won 45 games and made the playoffs. Eric Spoelstra is the best coach ever. He can coach. Eric Spoelstra could coach an NBA team to 40 wins with me on the roster. Me. A complete waste of a roster spot at the end of the bench. He could find a way to win 40. I 100% believe that. He's the best coach of all time. So it's hard to extrapolate great coaches from great players. I understand that. You can't take Brady from Belichick. I understand that. But what I also know is Brady has the Super Bowl with Belichick, and Belichick has dick without Brady. I also know that Popovich has dick without Tim Duncan. So, what do you want to say?
Points Exploits
I'm just
were
saying.
made.
Can you be a great coach without a great player? I truly don't know, but I have watched coaches elevate a player, a team based on one player to way beyond where they should be. And I never saw Greg Popovich do that. I saw Greg Popovich do great with adjustments at the highest levels when he had an incredible roster.
True.
I don't know. If you're coaching an all-star team, does that make you a great coach? I don't know. Like these are honest to God the questions, right? Like what I know is if you asked me tomorrow, if you came to me and you said we have 82 games and we need to win 50 games to save the universe, and we have 3 players who played Division III basketball, I'm calling Eric Spoelstra and I'm saying, motherfucker, save this planet. And I promise you he's going to do it. And I promise you it's going to be based on shooting 400 3-pointers per game. And I don't care, and I'm all about it. So, listen, Spo's my guy.
All right. Well, since you had a power bat, my power bat.
Let's hear it.
The
I need to
Knicks.
get power bat music. All right,
The Knicks close out this series on Saturday by putting up a 30 bomb on the Spurs and doing what the Spurs should have done to them just yesterday.
so you're going with the in San Antonio.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I can't hate on it. I mean, I think at this point we know who the better team is. The Knicks have more chemistry. The Spurs are young. The one thing I will say, you and me have watched a lot of Tom Brady.
Yep.
We have watched a lot of shit that was like, well, this game's over. And I'm not even talking about 28-3. We have watched a lot of games that were just like, God damn it. And then Tom Brady finds a fucking way. And he didn't always win. You know, there's the Colin Kaepernick San Francisco game where they were up 31-3 or 31-0. And then Brady throws like 4 straight touchdowns. And, there's a million of these things. Like, and it didn't always go well. But the point is, when you're watching Tom Brady, when there's time left on the clock, you don't quit.
Yep.
You learned that many times. And the thing about Victor Wembanyama, as much as I hate him because he's a Spurs player, as much as I hate him because he's obnoxious, as much as I hate him because he's 22 and acts like blah, 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 you simply cannot quit when this guy is still on the court. The idea that Victor Wembanyama cannot win 3 straight basketball games by himself is foolishness. He can. He is that talented, especially on defense.
Easy.
And I'm not saying that they're going to win. I'm just saying that if I was up 3-1 in this series, this would be the least comfortable 3-1 lead I would ever have in my life against that guy. And it just, the Knicks need to approach every single possession, especially of the next 2 games, like it's life and death. Because if you let this thing get back to Game 7 in San Antonio, and it's Victor Wembanyama on his home court with the referees allowing that crowd to let him slap motherfuckers in the face, it's going to be a wrap. So I think the intensity level from the Knicks in the next 2 games has to be Michael Jordan intensity from 1 to 12 for everyone, because again, I hate the motherfucker, but if anyone in the world right now was going to block 10 shots a game for 3 straight games and grab 20 rebounds, it's got to be this guy. And the thing is that if he woke up tomorrow and said, I'm going to be Dennis Rodman for the next 3 games, and that's it, the Spurs would win. So I don't know. He's not going to do that. He doesn't have that level of intensity. But if he said, I'm going to block every shot and rebound every ball, we're going to win, he would. And I do think that there's just a little bit of, he doesn't have it You might get it there, but he's 22. He's a kid. He stands there, and when you go out in front of the media and say we weren't as hungry, like why would you acknowledge that? Like I don't know, dude. Like the one thing I'll say this. The last thing I'll say is the one thing I will say about Kobe and Michael is that if you put a microphone in front of them and ask them, do you want to kill this motherfucker next to you? The answer was yes. Not maybe, depending on the outcome of the incredible series of talent. The answer was, I'm going to eat you. I'm going to eat your lunch. I'm going to eat your spouse's lunch, and then I'm going to sue you, and I'm going to take your house. That was the level of intensity. I'm going to eat your whole family. I'm a lion. And I just think that this whole, I don't know, maybe we didn't have it. I'm not trying to promote toxic masculinity. I'm just saying that maybe on the court, a tiny bit more. That's all I'm saying. Just a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I cannot hate on that.
I miss some of the hatred. When I was a kid, dude, the Knicks and the Bulls hated each other. Not disliked each other.
Yeah.
They fucking hated each other. I've said this a million times. But the book Blood in the Garden that talks about the 90s Knicks, it's one of my favorite books ever. And it's all about the Pat Riley Knicks years and how tough they were going to be and how they viewed Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller and Hakeem Olajuwon and all of that. And it was incredible to just that Knicks team was like, we're going to beat motherfuckers up. And they didn't win a ring, but like I remember watching those Knicks games thinking, man, this team is tough. And that was their whole identity. And it was real. And I want a little bit more of that. I want a little bit more fouling in today's NBA. I want a little bit fewer free throws. I'm old. I'm old now. And I want to remind Dave we fought each other. So I just want a little bit more of that. Are you okay? So we got so all right. Saturday night, if the Knicks win, are you available? Can we do it if the Knicks pull it off? Can we do
we can make it happen. We can make it happen.
All right, we'll see. If we can make it happen, we'll make it happen. I want to talk about the championship after it is won, regardless of who it is, because this is, again, I said it before, like, this is why I love basketball. You have two incredible teams playing at a high level, whether it's fouls, whether it's like, it's every single thing going on right now this is what basketball is about, man. Like, this is so fun. Like, the other thing I love, like, the celebrity thing, like, I know people get annoyed. Celebrities on the court is like a thing in basketball. Like you love to see celebrities it's fun. Like everything that's going on right now is just great for the game.
It makes the game feel important.
Yes. And just listen, no one can disagree with this. And if they do, they're wrong. The Knicks being good is good for the NBA. We want the Knicks to be good because when the Knicks are good, it's good for the NBA. I'm not saying winning the championship, but I'm saying
just being relevant.
20 games that hurts the league. When the Knicks are a fun team, that's good for the league, and I'm happy that they're a fun team. Whether or not whatever happens, I like seeing the Knicks not be garbage because it's obnoxious when you go to MSG and Devin Booker scores 50 and they win, and they're like, yeah, but the Knicks suck. So many of Devin Booker's greatest games have been at MSG
when they weren't good.
Yeah, and it's just but hey, you know what? Shout out real quick. I didn't catch the dude's name. My bad. I was in Vegas, and my boy, this dude at the candy shop, was talking about how much he loves Suns. He loves Devin Booker, and he was like, "I love the Knicks. Fuck the Spurs." That's my boy right there. Everybody who says fuck the Spurs is
shout out to his boy.
Oh man, we're coming up on the NFL offseason. We're coming up on the NBA. Or NFL OTAs, we're coming up on the NBA offseason. Like, we got so much shit going on, man.
Yep, summer league as well. Should be good.
Oh, dude. Hey, listen, I'm going back. I'm going to drive to Vegas for summer league. It's happening. We're going to do a show. I'm going to be at the court. I'm going to be like recording while we go.
I like the sound of that.
Sounds good. When are you guys doing your next show? Are you guys back yet?
Preseason, we should be making that return.
Sweet. All right. Have me on because I have so many things to say about the NFL.
Man. Yes, sir.
Especially because this Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel report is coming in 2 weeks. And when that comes out, I'm going to have so much to say.
Oh, boy. I'm looking forward to it, though.
I appreciate you, my friend.
You already know. Shout out Treehouse Bandit.
A1 from day one, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One Doctor Show. We'll see you next week. Go Knicks.